your turn to moderate. Have at it.
Wow, perfect timing. Hello, everyone. This is Andre's Pop Culture Guy. This is the latest Daryl Dixon Book of Carol Season 3, Episode 3 live recap and breakdown. Of course, I'm with Jeff, TrueKnowledge, the co-host of MCU Bleeding Edge. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm good, sir. No complaints tonight. Just holding down the panel by myself.
Yeah, so I guess it's going to be the two of us, folks. So that's going to be fun. So
we're still waiting for the rest of our guests to come through this so far this season, but they're coming hopefully.
They're coming, yeah, hopefully, yeah. But yeah, anyway, I mean, the good news is the good news is the season is good. You know, it's not as bad as Dead City Season 2. So
well, in all honesty, I mean, the Squawking Dead folks, right, that were supposed to come on tonight, but they're not going to come on tonight. They're saying tomorrow, next week, probably. They sometimes they have 4 or 5 different people on their recordings, right?
Okay.
But most of the time it's just Chris and that chick, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of creators out there, like when you used to like have your co-host on your YouTube channel and stuff, you know, where all it is just 2 people all the time on the shows. You know what I mean? Like we know lots of creators that have podcasts like that. You know what I'm saying? Where just 2 or 3 people and that's it. And that's all that ever talks about the topics on the show. You know, there's never any guests. You know what I mean? Like it's always those people. You know, so honestly, us doing some episodes, just me and you, is kind of like an albatross, because usually we record with like groups of people all the time.
Yeah. No. I understand. I agree. But yeah, you brought up before the live stream about this episode not being fun. Do you want to go ahead? What are your thoughts on this episode before we do the recap? Well,
I didn't say it wasn't fun.
Okay.
I did not. I just want to be clear. I did not state that. So do not. You know. Very few episodes of Daryl Dixon Book of Carol are ever fun. You know, it's not that kind of show. But I mean, it's just you know, I mean, I guess kind of like this was sort of an episode 3 of a 7-episode series where they really kind of threw a lot at us in episode 2, you know, as far as like, you know, the new town and all these other new characters, right? Like, you know, it was a really long episode, you know what I'm saying? You know, there was some action, you know, Daryl killed some people, you know what I mean? You know, and, you know, a lot happened, you know what I'm saying? So in a way, you had to figure that with episode 3, it was going to go one or 2 ways. Either it was going to slow down, you know, and kind of just, you know, slowly push the story forward a little bit more. You know what I mean? You know, kind of just, go about the business of kind of moving the story along, but not doing too much really. You know what I'm saying? Or they could have went crazy and had like a big banger episode, you know, with lots of action and, you know, crazy shit happening right off the bat. You know what I mean? You know, they could have done that, you know, the governor guy, the king guy could have went crazy and started killing people, you know, or something like that. You know what I mean? They could have done that if they wanted to, you know? But instead they went in the direction that they went in. I mean,
yeah.
Daryl Dixon, especially now that it's Book of Carol, is not a action-packed Walking Dead spinoff show right now at all. It's very much like more of like a drama, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just because the budget for this season is maybe low or what. But yeah, the focus is very weird this season.
I doubt that. I'm sure if we looked it up, or if we could find that out, I'm sure that and I'll look. But I don't see any reason why they would spend any less money on Daryl Dixon than they spent last season or the season before that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously the most popular out of all of the Walking Dead spinoff shows. You know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah. I know. Not hard to agree. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a soft reboot. I mean, that's the thing. We're like in a new storyline. Very curious how the story is gonna to be this this one season. If we're gonna continue with these characters, leading into the final season, of next year, right? So I'm like very curious.
Well, you've got to think that the ultimate goal is for them to get to America. You know what I'm saying? Like by the end of season 4, you know what I mean? Carol and Daryl should show up in America.
Yeah.
Like what happens between now and then? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But that's the goal, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, this episode you kind of see that that's the main agenda for both of them, particularly with Daryl. He wants to
they don't want to be in Europe. They want to be in America.
Yeah, exactly. And that's been kind of consistent with these last 3 episodes. So.
I don't think they've enjoyed their experience of Europe as far as like what it's like there. In the post-apocalyptic Europe. You know what I mean? I don't think it's a good spot to be. You know what I'm saying? And I think they prefer America.
Oh yeah, well of course, and especially Daryl. I mean, he lost a couple of new friends and a love interest. So yeah, I totally get why he wants to go back right away. So,
I doubt Daryl is haunted or like really all that like emotionally like damaged by like losing what's her name
Isabel. That's the name.
Isabel. I mean, come on, like. I'm sure at some point throughout his life, Daryl must have had a girlfriend or two. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure he's had his heart broken before. Like.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of curious. I don't. Did the original series? Did it? I need to know that because like it's like the first time in his show like we see that. That's my thing.
Even a redneck like Daryl growing up as a teenager, I'm sure had girlfriends and things like that. It's just kind of normal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, no. He was born in the zombie apocalypse. I don't know if he had a chance to do that.
He wasn't born in the zombie apocalypse. He was already a grown man by the time that he hooked up with Rick and the rest of the group.
Well, yes. Yeah, but like...
He didn't grow up during the zombie apocalypse.
No, like he was like, what is it? Like he was like around what 5 or 6, whatever. Like the information we got from the show, he was like during that time that the apocalypse was starting when he was like a child. Because remember his brother took care of him during this time.
No, that's not what happened. Daryl Dixon was a full-formed adult when the zombie apocalypse occurred. What are you talking about?
No, it's always been...
him and Merle were both adults. When the zombie apocalypse occurred, they were both grown adults. No, Daryl was not some little kid on The Walking Dead that had to be raised. The zombie apocalypse was not that long of an event for him to have been raised. Where are you coming up with this stuff?
No.
Daryl showed up on The Walking Dead as an adult.
Hold on.
When you see him in The Walking Dead for the first time, he is a grown Daryl Dixon, adult Daryl Dixon. He is young, yes, but he is not a child. He's not 5 or 6 years old. Come on, Andres. You watched The Walking Dead.
Yeah, but not a long time ago. I haven't seen the original series, sir. So,
sir, you don't remember that there was never a 5 or 6-year-old version of Daryl Dixon on the show that was raised during the apocalypse? That never happened. The only kid that was raised during the apocalypse was Carl.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. My mistake. Look, I was saying not during the original series, before the show even aired. Like before we met, the group. I was saying
the zombie apocalypse had only occurred months previous of when we meet Daryl Dixon. It had only happened a couple of months before.
Yeah.
Remember, years hadn't passed. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Not in the original series. It was like, well, no,
that,
original series was like,
it was a couple of months later that they
yeah,
met, like literally.
no. But anyway,
Like from when D-Day happened, from the whole outbreak occurred, it was only literally a couple of months that the group came together.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, so I mean, my opinion is kind of yours. I mean, this episode was a filler episode in that we were trying to set up like now more stakes, to the show, because like now we have this one situation, not jumping to head, but we have that one lady that this couple is now in even more trouble than they were before. You got the boat situation.
What couple?
The French couple, or no, sorry, not the French couple. I'm sorry, the Spanish couple that were following.
Why are they even more trouble?
Well, I don't want to get into the final part, but remember, his girlfriend is now traded into that like group.
Oh, did she get grabbed? Did she get grabbed at the end?
Yeah, well, not grabbed, but like actually traded, because remember, this episode, the governor, the Spanish governor that's doing the tray of the goods, he came into this opening telling the uncle that, hey, we need to investigate this disappearance of my people.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, and then towards the end, it seems like they made a deal to appease of the situation. He has to give up his niece or granddaughter to.
Oh, so she's been grabbed up. Huh? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that's what was happening towards the end of the episode, because the grandma, I guess the mom, or who the relative that Carol and the nice father passed through, was crying because her she was leaving. So so now now we have these like stakes that's like building up now in these episodes. So but yeah, so I thought it was a decent episode, not my favorite, but what I was gonna do. And so let's just stick with that opening. So like we meet up the Spanish governor, I say, for he is talking to the uncle about
the king. He's not the uncle. He's the future king.
Future, yeah, whatever.
He has the royal bloodline or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember they said that he's like the next in line to be the king.
Yeah.
The king of what? I have no idea. Like the country, like I don't know, but they did say king.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Anyway.
Yeah, you know how in those countries they still have like blood relative like queens and kings that inherit their power. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. So like he is talking to the prince or the king when you're saying, and as I say before, he to trade the despite doing the trade projection from one of the women, he's telling him about the disappearance of his members and like what's going on, and so he's telling him to do the investigation. And then plus, he
he tells them that we're already doing our own investigation.
Yeah. Well, yes, that's true. He is doing his investigation as well, because they're already doing the search, before he suggested that, right? And then in the middle of this, he brought up about Carol, her like outbursts, in last episode,
which we knew that was going to come back to haunt Carol.
Yeah, exactly. Which I mean. It was Carol's fault, and so yeah, towards the end of that, sequence, I mean, the guy, the king, or the king,
the prince,
yeah, right, the prince. Thank you. The prince is doing. He's a really kind of like very nasty person, like saying the wine was shit or something like that, and so
it was like it was liquor.
Yeah, liquor or something like that. I don't know. It was like a liquor drink, right? And like he did one sip, well, like a full sip, and then he kind of like say, "Oh shit," and so it was like, okay, like he's a very mean person and stuff like that. After that, besides that, I'm just going through my notes here. Okay, Then after that, we get back to Antonio's home. That's where our main heroes are leaving at right now. With Carol getting more recovery, which is good. And the host tells Carol that she's upset a lot of people with her outspokenness. Again, hitting home the what happened last week with her outspoken, questioning the tradition of their festival and all that. Training woman and all that. The night before. But he likes seeing someone have a courage to speak their mind. That's the father, Antonio. And after he leaves, Carol and Daryl talk. The latter is focusing on only fixing the boat and getting out of there, which I agree. While the former is still getting too involved with the issues that were about her. Yeah, and she's glad that Justine wasn't chosen in the lottery. Or the chosen of the trade. But she's worried about sorry, I'm just having this short. Like she's worried about the trade woman called Alva. Hopefully she doesn't make it. And the girl who was, and then Daryl only says, "Who the fuck is Alva?" Showing that Daryl doesn't want to get involved with the, this whole culture and all that. Like he just wants to get out of there and go back to America, which I agree. And so let me stop there. And I mean, I like this section. I mean, Daryl. I like that Daryl is very focused on trying to get the boat fixed and try to get out of there before.
Yeah, Daryl's being intelligent and pragmatic.
Yeah.
Daryl knows when to pick a fight, when to pick his fights, and when not to. You know what I'm saying? Sure, he'll help out if he sees something going on. We've seen that throughout his whole career as being Daryl. If he sees innocent people being hurt by other people, you know what I'm saying? He's going to step in, and do something about it. You know what I mean? Because that's how he is. Yeah. He's not going to let somebody get robbed by desperados or whatever. You know what I mean? That's just Daryl. But at the same time, though, the only reason that Daryl agreed to help, the church, and Isabel and everything, and was to get a boat ride to America. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do that. He didn't do that shit for because out of his heart. You know what I mean, or whatever. Or because he believed in the cause or some shit. You know what I mean? Daryl's a pretty straightforward guy. He doesn't have that same motherly sensibilities that Carol has. You know what I'm saying? And he knows when he looks. He knows how to look at a situation and evaluate it and decide. Look, this is one fight where I can't afford to be involved. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to win in this. You know what I mean? Honestly, I'm shocked that the Prince guy wasn't more suspicious of the Americans already. You know what I'm saying? He kind of just brushed it off. The mayor was like. The mayor was like, "Oh, they're just Americans. They're leaving, anyway, or whatever, But honestly, most foreigners usually are suspicious of Americans. You know what I'm saying? We're Americans. You know what I mean? We're known to be suspicious people. You know what I'm saying? We're foreigners. So I was just kind of shocked that the Prince didn't make it a bigger deal out of Carol and Daryl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird. I mean, didn't
at least ask more questions about them or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's very funny that he didn't do that. I mean, they were there. I mean, plus Daryl. One thing I appreciate with Daryl, he's being smart. He covered his tracks with the people they killed. So it's not there's no clues that lead to him that he's the one that's
there's no CSI or cops or anything or whatever that's gonna trace the crime scene or whatever to him. You know what I mean? In the Walking Dead universe, you don't worry about leaving your DNA on your human victims when you kill somebody. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, they don't have that, but still, you think that the Prince was more smarter and think that the Americans did it.
God bless you.
Thank you. So it's funny that he didn't think that they're like the ones that are killing his people. But I am curious about next week because apparently,
Commonsensically, you would expect that they would be one of the first people that you would question.
yeah, exactly.
Especially Daryl, he looks like a fucking crazy, like, killing kind of motherfucker,
Yeah, he has the scar. He has like the arrow gun. Like that makes sense. So yeah, very funny that the guy didn't think that questioning Carol and Daryl, but at the same time, like he's so distracted with this man, and then plus Carol's outburst was kind of like, like the thing that distracted him.
Plus, Daryl also took off during the feast and went off on his own,
Yeah, but then again, he actually said it right. It's like, oh, I need to head out this late. Like I don't know what he say. Like, do you remember what he said? Like he say,
I can't remember what he said he was going to do. I don't know if he said he was going to get supplies for the boat or something like that. Isn't that what he said?
I thought you said he was like he was done with the party and he was going to sleep. That was like my thought, but I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I kind of agreed. I mean, maybe he will find out that they did it, but then at the same time, like we know that there's other enemies out there, other, more awful groups there that we're gonna probably see soon.
That mayor guy is not gonna protect Daryl and Carol at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, if push comes to shove, you know what I mean? Like, he's gonna implicate. If anything, the mayor might try to knock Daryl and Carol off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will happen. We'll see. I'm curious what.
I mean, obviously, like, not. I mean, well, I don't want to get too far into the episode. Like we already talked about, what happens at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, I mean that's all I really have to say about that opening sequence. Like, just obviously, like the Prince guy is a total jerk off. Like he's a complete asshole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not like a psycho. Like he's not like a sicko. You know what I'm saying? Like torturing people and shit like that. Or like doing anything. He's not like super violent or anything like that. But he's an asshole.
Yeah. No.
Like his personality is like is not very positive.
Nope. And we find out he's even more of a jerk too, because we got another hint that he's also abusing the wife in later in the episode.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's probably abusing the wives. Of course he is.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he knows that like she's having a secret affair probably.
Who's gonna stop you from abusing your wife in post-apocalyptic fucking society? You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I agree. Okay, let's get back to it. So like, after that, like this is where I totally forgot. So like after that scene, we get Justine. That's the girl that got traded towards the end of the episode with Roberta. How do you say this? Roberta. That's the boy that is in love with that chick. So she's worried about her friend Alba too, and her boyfriend like doesn't know nothing what they can do about the situation. So because he's just too busy planning how to get out of the village and the whole situation, the tradition that they don't like. So they kiss, and then as Daryl sees that, he look at what is it? He look of pain crosses his face. He knows exactly who he's thinking about. That look. Honestly, he's thinking about still Isabel. Thankfully, I'm happy that he's still not forgetting about Isabel because she's a great character. I liked her from the first 2 seasons. Anyway, we continue on. So as Daryl goes with Roberto, head out to fix the boat. They pass armed man looking for the missing men. Daryl plays dumb, although he probably doesn't matter because as Roberto admits, he hates them all. He hates this whole town anyway. So they arrive at a lighthouse, and this scene was funny. I actually like this. This was my favorite part about the episode. So they get to this lighthouse. It's in the middle of nowhere where a ship's captain lives. The driveway to it is blocked by a gate, and then like he yells, the boy yells out like that he brought some olives, like spicy olives, which is interesting. At this, several people with shotguns pop out, and then a gray hair woman, came out, and she and Roberto are friends. They talk, and with her 30 years of experience in commanding cruises, she's able to help them like fix the boat. So okay, that's kind of cool. And she does hate the prince and that like his his alliance and all that. So she's happy to help Alberta out to fix the boat, and so she could be trusted to help. So she does it in exchange for 5 kilos of gunpowder. Okay, and then that's all well good, but Daryl drops after they kind of, I guess, agree with the terms. He watches her go right up with her 2 guards and passionately kiss both of them. And like, this was funny. When she goes to the black guard, she kisses him the longest, which is so funny. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, she was a slut. It was obvious that she was banging her guards. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was a funny scene. I just love that. That was funny. Then just wrapping up, we get back to town. Carol is eyeing on a soil panel early before Daryl asks Carol to get the soil panel because he probably wants to use that for the boat to fix it, whatnot. So she's thinking of stealing it, but she has some feelings, and she doesn't want to do it because of the family has been good to them. When Antonio knows that her wound is still bleeding, he brings her to patch her up, and he talks about his son and his wife who passed away. And he cannot help but notice how uncomfortable Carol gets when he looks at her. I guess if romance is building with these two, I guess.
Something,
okay.
Yeah. I noticed something. I don't know.
Yeah, they're building up something like a.
They were like looking at each other's eyes a lot, or whatever, and like,
Yeah. Yeah, which was funny.
Isn't that guy married?
No, his wife died. He talks.
Oh.
Yeah, during the scene where he was patching up Carol's wound again, he kind of talks about he talked about how before the apocalypse, his wife died in some accident, and so it was just him and his son.
Yeah, I remember, and she asked him about it, and he was like, he didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. And so, he doesn't want to get, I guess, personal with Carol because he doesn't want to get, fall in love again and then, go through another tragedy or something like that. So, and then, after that, Carol's here screaming coming from the building. She thinks that something happens. She arms herself with a weapon, really cool weapon, sword, and creeps in only to find Antonio watching old movies on his projector setup. Pretty cool. A small cinema has been constructed, which is kind of cool. So he asks Carol to join him, and Carol is impressed that Turner was able to build a cinema and acquire so many movies. He risked his life to get them, as he stated before. His son, when he was young, he did this kind of scramble around and find some of these old movies, and because he, as he says, it's important to keep history to pass down to the next generation, which I kind of agree, and that makes Carol smile. Let me stop there. What do you thought about this section? I thought this section was good. It's definitely my favorite part about this episode. With the chick.
Well, they're trying the head producer on the show already said that one of the main themes that they wanted to have in this season was love. You know what I'm saying? So it's not surprising that there's all this focus on relationships in this season. You know what I'm saying? And love and this love interests and hookups and flirtation, stuff like that happens with people in life. You know what I'm saying? Carol is still a very alive and attractive woman at her age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's good still, which is good.
Yeah, I don't know why she doesn't. I mean, she can't dye her hair for the show because there's no hair dye. You know what I'm saying? But in real life, she doesn't wear her hair gray.
Yeah, yeah. But like even now, it has become a trend for women to let their hair like be silver.
Yes, yeah. There's some women out there that I don't know if it's a trend, but there's some
No,
women
no.
women out there that are in like that are of the age that like that aren't afraid to like show their gray hair, but it's very rare, you know.
Yeah, it was
If
like
you look at if you look at most like celebrity, you know, female celebrities and actresses and everything that are in their 60s and 70s and stuff like that and everything, they all still color their hair, bro.
yeah. No, it was just more common during the pandemic. Like now, it's like we're getting back to the routine of it. But like when we were in that pandemic quarantine thing, it was more of a trend there. But yeah, I agree. It's still a thing. Um, but
I've seen I've seen some actresses like show their hair gray like briefly, like you know what I'm saying, like you know, in between dye jobs or something like that, you know. But
yeah.
honestly, most of them dye their hair. You know what I'm saying? Like they can afford to. You know what I mean? So you know, why would you go gray when you could afford to dye your hair? You know,
Yeah.
like you know, like people like Jamie Lee Curtis, I think, like rocks her hair gray. You know, but
Oh
she's
yeah.
but she's like a unique chick. You know what I'm saying? Like Jamie Lee Curtis is like very unique. She's been very popular lately. I think she just wrote a book.
Yeah.
She's been
Well, I mean,
she's been getting interviewed a lot lately on the news and been on a lot of podcasts lately. She was on John Bernthal's podcast.
oh really? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he has a podcast.
Yeah, I know because I saw one with David Ayer when he talked about the Suicide Squad thing. But yeah,
You
love
know,
that.
I saw him interview what's her name that plays Karen
Karen.
you know, from Daredevil that plays Karen. Um,
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Karen Page.
yeah, yeah, the actress from True Blood, right? I forget her
Mhm.
name. I always forget her name. I always can't remember. Cyber is usually always the one that reminds me. Um,
It's Deborah. Her first name is Deborah. Um,
um, she she is like the most complete opposite you would of what you would ever think that she'd be like in real life. She's like a Dungeons and Dragons like player, you know, like a big league player, like you know what I'm saying, that plays like in leagues and stuff like that, you know.
wow, that's pretty cool.
She's like a total like geek, you know.
That is pretty cool. That's nice. Okay. Uh, I need to check that because yeah, she's good with.
She has a YouTube channel where it shows her playing Dungeons and Dragons on YouTube.
Oh wow, really? Oh my god, I
Yeah,
didn't know that. Oh wow, I need to check that out later. Okay. Yeah, she's good. I like her. Yeah, I definitely go and check that out. Anything else to say about this section before we move on? I mean,
not really. I mean that the boat chick was cool, you know. I mean, she was funny, you know what I'm saying? Like she added a little flair of humor to the episode, you know. And you know, but I don't know. Again, you know, like I just think that it's going to be a lot tougher to fix that boat than Daryl seems to think it's going to be.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. We'll get into it now because like yeah, like they go to like the captain with the wrecked boat, and you and I were talking about this like what 2 weeks now, like how bad what the ship was, and it was like kind of mind like it seemed like it did like I don't know like I'm not familiar with boats so like I thought the damage was not too bad but like apparently the fin was not was not good and there was some crack in like in the bottom and so
the
uh
rudder, the
the rudder
rudder.
the rudder thank you I
Yeah, you can't. You have to have a rudder on a boat.
yeah yeah it's the bottom where it twirls right like that's the
Yeah,
rudder
and
okay
just finding a part like that would fit for that boat. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, randomly. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, like that's like you know, like the fact that they found one. It was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, like how yeah, like out of the bolts that they found is like that one bolt has that one piece. Yeah, I find it very hilarious. They were able to find that piece, and like I mean, so like this was a cool scene.
Maybe those runners are pretty interchangeable and they're all kind of the same size, you know?
Yeah, it looked like the same, like not same size. I guess like the same thing. It looked like the one we saw in the ship boat. Yeah. But yeah, like after they were talking about it, during this time, Daryl, um, before that, that scene, like, Roberto demands Daryl to like the only way we can help you if you could take me and Justine to go over to America, and so he, reluctantly say, yes. But I don't think we don't say, he doesn't say it, but like we know, like in his face, it's like, okay, fine. And so after that, they go over the road, and they see some objects, and then also they like talk a little bit, and we're about to say this is where people go to leave things, because they stop where like I think some like statue where they had like a lot of memorabilia from people, and here Daryl like leaves something here. Where he leaves like a, was it that cube, like cube theme, whatever he played
Yeah,
with
yeah,
LeBron?
yeah. Whatever those cubes are, yeah.
Yeah, so that was from LeBron.
Rubik's cube, Rubik's cube.
Yes, Rubik's Cube. Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. So he leaves that because he played that with Laurent before, and so he leaves that behind. He mentions hopefully he's doing okay back in America. So he's still thinking about Laurent as well, which is cool. So and then after that, we get back to the town where what is it? Pez. This is the lady. Pez is the, I don't know what she was, that walker, the worker that was working with the town and stuff like that. So she wakes up with the bed with the prince's wife, that's Elena, and they talk about how they miss each other, and but Elena knows she has to leave before Gimel, the prince, comes looking for her, and as she dresses, Pez sees the scar on Lea's shoulder, but she quickly dismisses it as the horse riding accent, which is not true. It's definitely abuse, as I say before, and pretty much it's pretty obvious he's abusing her. So whatever. Hopefully he dies soon. Then the two lovers hold hands, and Pez asks her to stay and Elena be here for a few days. We'll see this again, but we'll see. And then after that, here we get the cool action scene. This is the wrap up here, but they Daryl and Roberto are at the old shipyard where Daryl finds a boat in the water that could be the rotor that they're looking for. So they begin to like banging on the rotor to remove it, but the sound causes something to stir beneath the shadow waves, where we got a bloater walker. Really cool design. I like the walker, and then it comes out, and then Daryl shoots it to death at the head. But as they retrieve the beast, there are several more walkers, like there. Of course, Daryl has the gun, so he's able to shoot them. Does Roberto do something here? Like he chips in, kills them? No, it's just Daryl.
No, he doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, so he's just like standing there. Covering from like just like
I mean, he has no weapon, so there's not really anything he can do.
Yeah, I guess so. Whatever. But yeah, so
I mean, why that guy doesn't carry like at least like a knife or something like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no fucking idea. You know what I mean? This is the zombie apocalypse. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, same here. Well, and for me, like, just grab some piece of sharp metal or something like that and cut up, just stab in the head. Like that's easy, Anyway, so Daryl takes them out, and then Rebel. This was stupid. Like, this was a stupid moment. Like, why do you want to go back to the boat where there was going to be a bunch of walkers in the water? So he goes back there to get the rotor, which was falling into the water. So he better be quick, as I say in my notes, because the herd was coming very close to him. And he was very lucky because he almost became a goner when several more walkers come out of the water, which was crazy. But our brave hero Daryl came in and handled it as a pro, and he kills all of them. And they got the rotor, so that was pretty easy. Good scene. I thought that last week we didn't get enough Walker action, so it was good that we got like a bit more Walker action. So that was good. But it was kind of stupid for the kid to go back and get that rudder if you could find more of that in the yard, you know. And
Well, you know, he wanted to be the hero, you know.
Yeah, be the dude.
He's a kid, you know. Kids don't always make the smartest decisions.
Yeah, I agree with you, but the kids should be more smarter than that. Like, come on, dude. You're one person against a bunch of walkers. You know how powerful they are. They can easily jump to you and eat you alive. Oh my god, that kid. But anyway, so they got the thing. Was there any like I was surprised he was able to get that rotor out of the water. Like it was still there. I was like, oh wow. Like I was surprised he didn't float away. You know, from the.
I was confused at one point. I thought they were actually at their boat and there were walkers at their boat.
Yeah, I had the same moment as well. And then I was like, no, they're still in the yard. It was just like that boat looks so similar to the one.
Yeah.
You know, so it was so weird.
I was like, how did we get over to to their boat now? You know what I'm saying? And now there's walkers in the ocean there too. Like, oh fuck, you know.
Yeah, it was funny. I was like, oh no, they're in the same place. It's just like it wasn't like because they had the same color as the other ship, right? Well, like no, like it had white and then green, and then the other ship had like green.
I can't even remember what the other ship looked like. I can't even remember.
I can't remember either. But
I mean, but I don't know how they're gonna fix that big fucking crack that they have right down the middle of the bottom of that boat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know. Like, that's a major problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know?
Yeah. I don't know if they have super glue or, you know, other...
Super glue's not going to cut it.
What kind of material they need to, like, fix that, if you know?
I mean, you can't just fill that in. You can't just fill that in with foam or something like that. You know what I'm saying? No. Or caulk or something. You got to, like... Something... You would actually have to, like... clean up the damaged like section, you know what I'm saying? Like clean it up, you know, and then like take some wood, you know, and stuff like that, you know, and nail some wood back in place, you know what I'm saying? To cover that hole up, you know?
Yeah. Or
and then you got to seal it with some kind of sealant, you know what I'm saying, around the wood, you know, so it's watertight. You know what I mean?
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, I had this idea, but I don't know if that makes sense. But like, they were in that yard, right? Why you just try to get one of those ships and fix it, and then use that as your boat? Like, why you want to fix your other boat if it was like on repair? You know, like.
I mean, I don't know exactly what, like, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of walkers over there by where all those boats are. So, like, obviously, that's not a good place. That's not a good place to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but I mean, they killed them. I think if they just find,
but there's probably more.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, they like these walkers always come out nowhere.
Like for some reason, this just seems to be an area where there's a lot of walkers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Like they started coming out of everywhere there for a while. You know?
Yeah,
they had one coming out of a plant again. Remember we had that already in the earlier. We saw that.
Yes, that was cool. I actually like that we did that again here. That was very cool.
I love that. I love the plant zombies.
Yeah, this is really cool. Yeah, and I like the fat chubby walker that was coming out from the water. That was cool too. It reminded me of Last of Us.
The bloater walkers are okay. I mean, you know, like
I mean,
you know, like
how useful they are, you know, in general.
They're definitely kind of scary, you know. I mean, you know, but it's like, why did they finally decide to come out of the water now? You know what I'm saying? Like, did they somehow they were able to detect that there were human beings there? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like from under the ocean. You know what I mean? Like,
no. So no. It made sense during that scene because it was like the shark in Jaws, where if they were making noise because Daryl was pushing the rod in the water, right? In the water,
Did you see the zombies swimming around in the water? They were showing the camera angle, and it was like the zombies swimming around. You know, it was like Alien Earth. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god. Alien. Yeah, well, I was thinking more draws, but yeah, that's true. We it definitely was Alien Earth. Yeah, because so just like sea creatures, right?
Alien Earth and that whole like you know using showing the eyeball creatures like actual vision. You know when they use that lens the way they do. You know what I'm saying? Is like the most creative shit ever.
Yes, and I like how they did do the perspective of the walker coming out from the water. Yeah, it was really cool. No. So yeah, so when they were making that noise, getting the rudder out from that boat in the water, it created vibration, so the noise came like very loud in there. So that's how the walkers like heard something, and so that's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then when Daryl started shooting at the thing, then the walkers in the land started to come out, you know, and that's typical with walkers. When they hear noises, they will come out, you know, instantly. We saw that with episode 1 of this season.
I'm surprised you'd even be able to hear a gunshot in the ocean.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, I like well, also like how the walkers in the land can hear that, like the fact that their ears are so like damaged. I don't know. Yeah, that is weird. But
yeah,
hey,
I don't know. It's just kind of strange. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You know, like,
yeah. No,
I mean, like, you know, I mean, like, you know, they really haven't gotten a lot done so far with the boat. You know, like, I mean, they got to get going. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and you know, like, I mean, I don't know, like that one fucking kid that almost got eaten by the fucking bloater zombies. He's kind of stupid. Like he might get killed, you know.
I thought he was gonna be killed like in this episode. I thought so, but nope, he survived. So
he might not. He might not make it.
No, I don't think the couple will make it. Right? Like I don't see those two like coming through next.
Well, I mean, I honestly do not believe that Carol's going to be able to convince Daryl to like go storm the fucking prince's castle or whatever. You know what I'm saying? To like get that girl back. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
No. Daryl is so smart, as we've been talking right now, and it's like he's no way he's gonna do that. Like, come on, like we have a life over America. Why you wanted to stay like longer in this like town and all that crap? It's like
even if the townsfolk, people like, you know, the grandma and like, you know, Carol's boyfriend and like everybody, like all of them are like, you know, like want them to do it. You know what I'm saying? You know, and like, you know, and all that, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. But
there's no way that Daryl, Carol, and like that kid can go arm up and then go take on like the prince's like soldiers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure wherever the prince's house is or whatever, where he stays, is probably really well secured, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they have more firepower than them, right? Like they have more equipment, so...
Yeah, I'm assuming that his place is probably nice. It's probably very secure, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, you know, like, you know, with lots of guards and, you know what I'm saying, with guns and, you know, machine guns and shit like that, you know? Like, they're all well armed, you know? He has a lot of soldiers, you know what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah. And plus, you know, like, I mean, also they have a castle, maybe, if they're living in that. That's a very high secured place.
Fighting human beings is a lot different than fighting walkers. You know what I'm saying? You know, like...
Oh, and that's another thing. Like, you don't know if they have walkers and they can use that as a trap for them, you know, like, stuff like that. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's always a possibility in this world. You know what I'm saying? If they could do something like that, you know what I mean? But, like, it doesn't really seem like they would even need to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, you know, it doesn't seem like they really fuck with the walkers very much, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it just so happens that because of where they live geographically, I don't think they ever had like a really big walker problem, like compared to other parts of the world. You know what I'm saying?
No. And not like, I mean, because I tried like I think Spain is like an island or something like that.
There had to be remote areas geographically, or just certain spots around the world where the zombie apocalypse really didn't hit that hard, you know?
Yeah. I mean, hopefully they address that. I mean, I'm kind of curious how far like the the apocalypse did to the Europe side, but yeah. Okay, let's.
I mean, there would have been old fashioned cities like this one on the show, and countries like that, with coastlines that could have like blockaded their cities, you know what I'm saying, and like not let anybody in, and said fuck it, you know what I mean,
Yeah. Well, and we heard that with episode 1 with the British guy for Stephen Merch. Like he said before, London tried to block their like city from the walkers and all that, but it didn't work out. So yeah, good point. Okay, so after that like walker attack yard scene, we go back to the town where we see his girlfriend Justine, doing some, I don't know what you call it, like neo like craft whatever with her I think grandma or something like that. And she gets cut. She goes to her uncle's office looking for a medical surprise after cutting her finger, and she finds several pieces of fabric with her name on them, and that is definitely like creepy. I guess I don't know if the uncle was trying to protect her, and so like he put multiple names so that she doesn't get picked or something like that. I don't know what that meant, but whatever. So anxious, she was looking for her boyfriend, to talk about this, but he's not around, so she cries on Carol's shoulder as usual, and who is more willing to listen, of course. And again, she talks about how she cannot stop thinking about her friend, how she and her mother won't survive each other. The guilt of not being chosen is crushing her, and Carol tells her there's nothing she can do to fix it, but the look in this chick's eyes as she walks away says he doesn't agree. So, yeah. And that evening, Antonio, Roberto's father, fixes dinner for Carol, and then she tells her that she's worried about her Jordine's guilt because it will cause her to volunteer to be the one to leave, which that does happen towards the end of that. It's night as Carol and Antonio walks to the streets in the rush to find Justine, but they end up at the uncle's doorstep where the crowd has gathered, where the fear is happening. So this was a big twist. I was kind of surprised. Like, I don't know why she did this. Like, come on, why do you want to risk yourself for this? So she ends. So Justine just did the Hunger Games. Like, I volunteer to replace my friend's position. So she volunteered herself, and now she rises up in the courage with Leia. Carol barely knows this woman, by the way, but the tears tells us she's not gonna let this stand happen. So Carol's gonna do the most stupid thing. It's gonna stay here and like get her back. So we know that, and that's it. That was a very quick episode. I mean, not long, but not short. But like it was not like a long episode.
I think it was 47 minutes.
Yeah, it was 47 minutes. You're on point. Yeah, that was the end of the episode. I mean, the twist was kind of shocking. I don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah, so
I'm not surprised that the mayor would make a move like that. Out of fear. You know what I'm saying? Because of how pissed off the prince was.
Yeah, and I say before in the beginning, like, like what other way to like appease him, like for him to like get out of the town, forget about his men, like, or disappear / dead, is by doing this. It makes a lot of sense, and what else you gonna do, and yeah, so I was pretty annoyed about that, and we'll see if.
So now that like that young guy's girlfriend that like he wanted to go to America with is gone. Like she's been grabbed up.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. You saw the preview,
but she went voluntarily.
Yeah, volunteer. Like that's as Candace did in Hunger Games. Like I volunteer as tribute. So I was like, wow. Like
we gotta review the Hunger Games on the Bleeding Edge.
Yes, they're good movies.
Or on your channel on Sunday nights, we gotta do the Hunger Games.
Yeah. Oh, we can. Oh God. You don't care about. You want to do it in order or just out of order, sir? Because
why would I want to watch them out of order? What are you talking about?
God damn it. Anyway, never mind. Forget about it. We'll do the Hunger Games.
The movies came out in order. What are you talking about?
No, nothing. Just thinking. Anyway, yes. Hunger Games is a great movie.
You can't skip one of the movies because it wasn't that good.
Well, no. All 4 movies are good. They're not that bad, actually. They're great. Second one's great. I don't mind the 2-parter. Hunger Games. They were good.
The third one is kind of boring. I liked it because Julianne Moore's in it. You know what I'm saying? But like,
yeah, she's good in it.
But
yeah.
it is a boring movie.
Yeah. It just drags too much. I think the final part is good because there's more action there. So
how many they stretched that out into 5 movies, didn't they? Altogether 5?
No. Just 4 movies. There's
just 4?
Yeah, because the 5th one you're thinking about, that's a prequel before the original series.
You mean that newest one that they made? Yeah.
They made. Yeah, that's the prequel. That's the 5th one. Yeah.
I thought they split up the final act of the story into 2 parts. After part 3, after movie 3, didn't they have a 4th and a 5th film?
No. It's actually the 3rd and 4th. Those are 2-parters. Yes, you're on point. It's actually the 3rd and 4th. They're 2-parters because there's only 3 books of the original series, and they
hold on. We gotta look this up because honestly, the 2nd film, right? Okay, is the film where Katniss goes through the whole Hunger Games deal again, right?
Yes.
The third movie is the movie where she hides, right, in the base of the rebels or whatever, with Julianne Moore, and they hide in the base the whole time, right?
Yeah.
Then after that, they have a 2-film ending.
No, that's it. The next part is the last part, and that's the part 2. That's it. That's just 4 movies in the original.
That's not part 2. That 3rd film was not the first part of something.
Hold on. Let me give you your Wikipedia because
the 3rd movie was just a standalone movie. It wasn't a part of it. It wasn't part 1 of something.
Hold on.
They made 5 films. I'm telling you.
They did, but the 2-parters are the 3rd and 4th.
No, I'm not talking about the prequel movie. I'm saying with what's her name?
No, not the prequel. No. I'm talking about the main series. Like Mikey J Part 1 and Part 2 are the 3rd and 4th movies. So hold up. Let me give you this. I'm a Hunger Games fan. I know how many movies they are.
I could be wrong, but I'm telling you, I think they made 5.
There's 5 in total, but there's
they made 5 with Katniss Everdeen, with the main character.
1, 2, 3. No. There's just 4 movies for Katniss, and then these next 2 new Hunger Games movies are prequels. But here, I got the hold on.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah,
if that's what it says.
Check it up here. You can see how many movies are there.
For some reason, I thought they split up that final chapter into 2 films.
I'm not. I don't want to get confused for you.
I thought that was something that they did, and people didn't like it. Like they overdid it.
Well, they did. So I'm a fan of the Hunger Games.
So that whole final battle and everything where they fight, where they attack the Capitol and all that, everything happens in 1 film.
Yeah, in 1 film. That's just in part 2, and part 3 is what you described just now. Yeah, she's hiding in the basement. That's where we meet Julie Moore, and that's it. And because the end point of part 1 is they rescue the other boy she likes, and then that's how we end the part 1 there.
Yeah. Okay. So you're right then. Okay.
Yeah. And part 2 is the whole attack of the city, and then
I don't know what I was thinking. For some reason, I honestly thought that they made a 5th film or whatever. But I heard about the prequel movies.
Yeah. So the 5th movie is the prequel. That's it.
I didn't even watch that.
No, I'm gonna check it because I heard good things. But yeah. They're making a sequel to it as well because it's coming out next year. Very curious.
I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch Gen V. I'm gonna start watching that on Amazon.
Oh, really?
Get caught up so I can watch season 2. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm gonna start watching Gen V because I saw the trailer like when it came out and I thought it looked really cool.
Yeah, we need to get into the Boys universe. I heard good things about that.
Yeah, I know. I've never watched any of it.
I know. Yeah, but
I have no clue what goes on in that show. I've never watched. I don't watch Amazon original series.
Yeah, just the Fallout.
Fallout. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. As far as Daryl Dixon goes, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the boat looks pretty fucked up. And even if he can fix the boat with the chick's help or whatever, the boat captain's help or whatever, which I'm sure they probably could fix it, even if they could, how are they going to be able to physically maneuver it back over onto its bottom? You know what I'm saying? So that it can actually, go into the water. You know what I mean? Like, and is it on the beach to where when the tide comes in, it could bring the ship back out? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are they going to physically move the boat to the water?
Yeah, I have no clue. Hopefully they know something how to do it. I mean, the chick that knows about the cruise thing, I think she knows how to do it.
I mean, if they crash landed, they would have landed somewhere where the tide goes out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how they would have been. That's how they would have crashed. You know what I mean? They would have ended up wherever the tide dropped them off. You know what I mean? You know. So like at that point, you have to imagine that when the tide comes in, it probably goes all the way up to the boat. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, I don't know how they do it. I mean, hopefully they have a big truck or something.
That'd be the only way to move it around and everything would be like to have it be submerged in the water a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So that they can maneuver it around. You know what I mean? You know?
No. Yeah, hopefully they know how to put it back.
I guess they could use a truck.
Yeah, like if they have a truck and then like hook it onto it and like try to maybe like I don't know push it back to the sea. I don't know, or like what you were saying, like position it and where they can able to push it.
I think it's that I don't know. That truck didn't look so hot, man. Like I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they need like a four like lift something truck, to do that. Like not that truck they were driving. Yeah.
No, that truck looked like it might die trying to fucking drag that boat. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, that's gonna be destroyed pretty quickly.
They'll figure it out. They always do. I mean, they always figure this shit out. They'll figure out how to get the boat right.
Yeah. My theory is they probably will find like a plane or something like that to just like get out of the Europe side. So
no, it's gonna be the boat.
It will be the boat. All right, we'll see.
I mean, that's where it's going right now. Like, why would I mean, how is there suddenly gonna be a plane?
I don't know. They will randomly find a plane, sir. That happens in this show. But anyway. Let me get into pros and cons, and then after that, we'll do the rating here. So, pros in this Collider recap I have been using to say the walker attack in the water is terrifying. I agree. It was sweet to see Carol giving a romance storyline. I guess that's pretty cool. I guess. Negatives, they say outside of the one attack, the walkers aren't even part of the series. I agree. Like, what's going on? Like the first 2 seasons of Daryl, we got a lot of good walker attacks, right? And then this season it's like we're getting less of it. What's going on?
When I was watching the episode today and I was taking my notes, I was like, where are the walkers? You know what I'm saying? And then finally they showed up. You know what I mean? But I was like, where are the walkers in this show? You know what I mean? They've kind of abandoned the walkers as like a main villain of the show. You know what I'm saying? And it's too bad, because they did a really great job with the walkers in season 1.
Yeah, and season 2 as well.
And season 2, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to call it as a negative yet, but like I'm still liking the show. I'm just it's kind of weird. Like we're not having a bunch of walkers.
It's not as bad as Dead City. Dead City abandoned walkers, like the concept of walkers. They abandoned it.
Yeah, I agree. Something
they decided fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fucking and like a random
when they do walkers, it's like stupid shit. You know, like like it's random dumb shit.
Yeah, well, and like they're not like scary and like they're just stupid sometimes. I don't know.
No, yeah, or like or like the people just let the walkers eat them. Look at that one episode.
Oh yeah, with the group, like they let their members die and like they
just stood there while the walkers were coming to get them.
Yeah, I remember that episode. They were captured by what was it the Babylon, right? The Babylon crew, and then they were screaming like they were like singing, and then like
they were screaming, but nobody was running.
Yeah, and they let them. They just die. It was funny. That was so funny, and it's like, what the hell is going on here? And then just wrapping up, the negative here. They say Daryl, Carol spent most of the episode apart. Kind of agreed. I kind of wish we still keep them together. And then, yeah, the subplot around Justine take away from the main storyline. I agree. I don't know, like, we don't need this. Like, just can we kind of keep the boat storyline and, like, try to get out there instead of just having this, like, now thing where, like, Daryl now needs to get involved and get her back, right, for the boyfriend or something like that. But, yeah.
I mean, that's too obvious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's too obvious. Yeah, like...
and it makes no sense. Like, seriously, like, there's no army for Daryl to team up with. There's no force. This isn't like season 2 or season 1 where there's like other people that Daryl can like fight with. You know what I'm saying? To take on the prince. It's just Daryl and Carol. You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I mean, obviously the mayor's not going to want to fight. He's not his mind's not going to get changed. You know what I'm saying?
No. If only I don't know, like if only
or maybe they will. Maybe somebody will go in there and talk to the mayor and like change his mind or something. You know what I'm saying? And convince him to like team up with Daryl and fight back to take the daughters back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Because the only way that they're going to take on the prince is if they have like an actual like force of people, like soldiers,
Yeah. Or like the reason they will attack if they find out what really is going on with the girls like being traded or something like that, some big twist or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, it's kind of obvious, and yeah, we'll see if it's good enough. But yeah, so rating. Where you rate this episode, sir?
You in a rush, sir?
I mean.
I guess I'll give this episode a 7.
Yeah. Yeah, 7.5 out of 10. I'll give it. Yeah, nothing special about this episode.
I don't think we're gonna see any. I don't think we're gonna see any crazy like hybrid walkers really this season of Daryl Dixon. I don't think we're gonna see anything like that.
Yeah.
The only way, honestly, the only way I see them fighting to get that daughter back is if the whole town unites together with Daryl and Carol. You know what I'm saying? To fight. That's the only way that it can happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see where it's going to come from if the grandma or the I guess the great godmother will be the one telling the uncle, look, we need to bring her back. It was quite unfair. She only did that to like save her friend or something like that. Or the people or the mother of the friend will probably say something to the uncle.
Carol could give some speech or something that'll like rouse up the town folk, and then they talk to the mayor and that's the only way I can think of it. You know what I mean? Where where Daryl would honestly be willing to go fight for the girl.
Yeah, I can see Carol doing that too. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
And but even then, still, it doesn't seem like something Daryl will want to do. You know,
No,
he
I mean,
he wants to go. You know.
yeah, no, I agree. Well, I mean,
But if
yeah,
Carol but if Carol's like, you know, like it's in his ear, you know what I'm saying? You know, you never know. Carol could convince him, you know.
no, I mean, despite Daryl, he always listens to Carol, and so he will do what she will like ask him to do. Like he's not that kind of person where he's gonna be rude to Carol. They've been close for a very long time, and so he knows Carol, and like Carol knows Daryl, so they will do it together and save that chick.
But he's also not suicidal, so he's not gonna go like
No,
on a mission to go get that girl back without like an actual like army to go fight with him.
no, and like he has done a good job of like infiltrating like in missions. Like he doesn't.
Oh
need,
yeah.
yeah,
He can do an infiltration mission, but
Yeah.
like but you're talking about an impossible mission. You know, like you know what I'm saying? Like it's a suicide mission going into like the prince's place or whatever. You know, like you wouldn't even know where to go, where to find the girl.
Yeah, but at the same time, like he did that like when he was trying to get Laurent back. So I think he could do it.
And when you fight against humans, like you get shot back at, like you know what I'm saying, like you can shoot them, but they can shoot back. You know, like they can fight back and stab back. You know what I mean? That's the big difference between like fighting walkers, like on the original Walking Dead show, and like when it would just be like straight walkers versus like the group. You know, like you know what I'm saying? That's walkers. You know, but when you're fighting humans, you know, like that's when people actually end up dying on both sides. You know what I mean? Because everybody's shooting at each other. You know?
Yeah. I mean, whatever. I mean, they're humans. They're the bad guys, so they're gonna risk whatever to save the chick. So,
well, surprisingly, like on The Walking Dead, like when they shifted to where it was more like people, fighting people versus walkers versus people, not like fewer people died, like lesser characters died all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? Like when it was just walkers, more people died.
I mean, well, yeah, of course, because that's the horror show. People will die with a bunch of walkers. Yeah, but with humans, it's kind of different because
Oh yeah.
With humans. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say in the original seasons of The Walking Dead, it's mostly them going into bad situations all the time where there's dangerous walkers and they've got to fight them. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And it was a rare occasion when they interacted with like human groups, But it was until season 3 when the governor and like his people became a big thing, and that was when we got more like human.
That was the first human on human like real like conflict. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then you had the actual battle at the prison. And there was a lot of gunfighting in that, and then after that, you kind of had a lot of Walker stuff again for a while, on the show, right? And then when they inserted the whole thing with Negan and his people into the show there, that's when it really got human versus human. Everything became about shooting with guns,
Yeah, that became more common, and then other groups like the Rispers and other human groups after
that season where they went to that one town, they found that one town, and like made it their own, and they made Rick like the head of security or whatever,
Alexandro, the town, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Alexandria. Yeah,
Alexandria. Thank you.
Yeah, that was a great season. The way that it ended, where like with that big mission against the Walkers, because remember all those Walkers had been like released or whatever, like millions of them, like
it was in season 6. Yeah.
So they had that like they had that 2-episode mission where they had like the strategic mission that they did to fight the Walkers. And then it ended up with one big final battle at Alexandria where they broke in, the Walkers did.
Yeah.
And it was everybody fighting hand to hand.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, like, because I didn't see too much.
And Daryl lit the lake on fire with the gasoline.
Okay, that I did remember. Yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, that scene was good. I didn't mind the idea of the walkers trying to take the walkers to this one secluded, like, what is it, like pit, right? Like the pit. And
Yeah.
there. Yeah, I remember that.
But the plan got fucked up. Remember, something went wrong.
Yeah, what was it? Like, it wasn't because
I can't remember.
I need to see a recap because I remember there was something wrong.
Somebody did their job wrong or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the whole plan went to shit after that.
Yeah, which it did. That's different. But yeah,
and a lot of people died and shit like that. You know, because of it. You know.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
But it still worked out, didn't it? I remember Rick still killed the majority of the zombies somehow. You know, like. You know.
Yeah.
And then they just ended up all getting into Alexandria there at the end.
Yeah, and then they had to defend it, and I think the mayor, the chick, died during that time. Yeah.
Yeah, she died. Yeah, she was a good character. I liked her.
Yeah, I felt really bad for her because her husband got killed towards the end of season 5, and like, because the drunken guy like was so stupid, like he had a sword or something like that and slit his, and then she tell Rick, go ahead, do it, kill him, and then like he did.
That's right. Yeah. She did. She told Rick to kill him. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a cool moment. Towards the end of season 5, and don't forget the Terminus people, the cannibal people. They were another human group that we had to deal with at the beginning.
That was one of the other first times where they were like, you know, where they had to go like, you know, human versus human. You know, that was when Carol like, you know, freed everybody. You know.
Yeah. And I know,
but like Rick and everybody else like stole guns for like, you know, too, and like fought back in that battle, you know, and like to get their freedom, you know.
Yeah.
Rick was nasty with a gun. You got to give Rick credit, like whatever kind of gun it was, a machine gun. Like Rick was good with any gun, you know.
Oh yeah, he was good. He was so good with the guns. Yeah.
He was always one of the most effective like killers, you know, like when it came to like shooting people and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, it was great when we got the show The Ones Who Live. He was still good at doing that, so that was good.
And he was always the first one to want to jump into a fight too, you know. Like he was never afraid to like, you know, make the first move. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean, like
against people, against anybody. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, you know. Like when he like in the prison when he like split that guy's face open with that blade, you know? Yeah.
I know he didn't shoot anyone, but when the governor like killed Herschel the father of Maggie, you know, Rick was the first person that did the shooting, and that was a cool moment. Yeah. Yeah. Oh god, Rick had like good moments. It was fun.
What do you mean? Rick shot the governor?
No. He didn't shoot the governor, but like he starts shooting at like the opposing group of the governor, you know. And all
of course, yeah. He was always the first one to shoot and everything like that, you know. And he was a good leader.
Yeah, it was really good.
Carol became very effective with guns too. Carol was very effective with guns. She was good with a gun.
Oh yeah, she was like, yeah, she got really good with a gun.
She just became like naturally good at like using guns all of a sudden, you know, like.
Yeah, I mean, which is good because like you need like people to know how to use the guns, and thankfully she knew how to do it. Yeah, because I think was it Daryl helped to like learn how to do that, and
I'm sure that Daryl and people like Rick probably trained her with the guns. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, of course, you know what I mean. Because they would do stuff like that. They would train, you know. But she got really good after a while, you know, to where like, you know, she was a pretty effective member of like in combat, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I mean, Daryl was really good too, of course, you know. Like, I mean, Daryl was always like, you know, very valuable in the fight, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean he was always good with the fighting and all that. Same thing with Glenn, and then who was in that group?
Yeah, Glenn got really good. Yeah, Glenn got good.
Yeah, he was always good at doing stuff, and like know how to like escape from the walkers and all that. It was always
Yeah, he was very intelligent and smart.
yeah. Oh, and speaking of humans, I mean, they didn't interact with them enough, but the people that took Beth in season 5, they're that was another human group that we had to deal with. Yeah. Like starting from season 5,
we didn't fight them really though. There was no skirmishes or anything like that,
But like season 5 was where we got more human like interactions than like the early seasons of.
I mean, there would have been groups and things like that all over the country. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you would have went all over the place, you would have found groups. Like all over the country.
Yeah, usually they like it was usually like a couple they always encounter when they were when they were separated, I think, or like they had to gather some supplies. Like there's usually a 1 or 2 couple.
By the time they got to the point where they had the Whisperer arc in The Walking Dead, they didn't have as many guns. You know what I'm saying? Like so many years had passed, and they just didn't have the ammunition and the guns anymore. So they went back to doing a lot more like knife fighting and Michonne using her sword all the time and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of the fighting against the Whisperers was hand to hand.
Yeah, well, and because they didn't know if they were
if they were walkers or people. Yes.
Yeah, because that was always the thing about them that were unique, because they didn't know like how they were hiding and stuff like that. So yeah, they had to use knives and
I remember the first fight, the first fight scene where they figured out that the walkers were humans. It was Michonne, Daryl, and what's his name versus the Whisperers. And Daryl and Michonne killed them with their bare hands, with like their weapons,
Yes. Yeah, I don't have any recollection of it, but yeah, I seen some clips of that. Yeah.
They fought in like a tunnel or like a bridge.
Okay, I think I seen that one, but I need to see a recap for that. Yeah,
it was when they first realized, what I'm saying, like what was going on with the Whisperers, that they were actually really human beings.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
I never watched that whole arc, so I don't really know what all happened,
No, and the thing you have to remember is that
I like that actress too that played the main leader, of the Whisperers.
Yeah, she's good. I think she was a very interesting villain.
The girl from Minority Report.
Oh yeah, that's who she is. Yes.
Yeah. I think she got nominated for an Oscar at one point for some movie she did.
Yes, she did. It was an early 2000 film.
Didn't she make a movie with what's his name?
It was the guy who did he played the wizard in the Shazam films, and that was the Oscar movie. But I'm pulling the name right now. Just give me a minute.
Yeah, she's very talented. She's just she's one of those actresses where it's very hard to figure out like what kind of roles to put her in. You know what I mean? Because she's kind of odd,
She's very selective. That's how I usually know.
She has a very unique look to her.
Yeah, she's really good. So the movie she was nominated was In America. That was the 2003 film. And I think the actors that were in it. Pappy Constantine from House of the Dragon, who played the father, he was in it, and then Jimmy. Oh,
so it was a European film.
Yeah, I mean it was a European film, but it was more of an American film under UK stuff. Yeah, yeah, and then there's some actors I do recognize, but not well known. But yeah.
That makes sense because she is foreign, I believe, isn't she? Isn't she from the UK or Europe or something like that? She's not American.
No, she's English. English actress from the UK. Yeah.
What's her name?
Samantha Morton.
Yeah, Samantha Morton. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and yeah, she was in Minority Report. She was in John Carter, and she was in the Fantastic Beasts first film, and yep, and she was in The Walking Dead for like I think the final season. It seems like.
No, the Whisperer arc didn't happen in the final season.
Hold on, let me check it. It 2019.
There were still 2 more seasons after the Whisperer arc was over.
Okay, yeah, because she does appear in Tales of the Walking Dead. Okay, so she was like in the 9th through 10th season. That's what they're saying here. So she was in like the main 10th season as the main villain. As the Whispers. Yeah, because
she's one of those actresses that does not have like traditional Hollywood beauty. You know what I'm saying? So there's only certain roles that she's going to qualify for. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to sound sexist. You know what I'm saying? But she does not have like natural Hollywood looks at all. You know?
Yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, she's very different from the other people.
No, she's hard to cast.
Yeah, and yeah, and sometimes I don't know if she's very selective. That's another thing with actors. Sometimes they're selective with roles, but I don't know. But yeah.
I mean, it could be both. It could be a little bit of both, but I think at the end of the day, like I don't think she's ever been that highly in demand. You know?
No. I mean, like looking at her.
I know when she won her Oscar that she appeared in a couple of films after that. You know what I mean? Because every time a young actress wins an Oscar, you get a lot of roles off that. You know, but then after that, she cooled down.
Yeah, no, that's happens if you have because she has some kids, so she started a family. So yeah, started to slow down a bit. But yeah. So yeah, because her film filmography is like very independent, and there's only
she plays odd characters. She's kind of like that. She's kind of like that chick that was in John Constantine that we always talk about how good she is.
Rachel Rice.
No, the actress that plays the villain.
Sorry, I know what you're talking about. Tilda Swinton. Yeah.
Tilda Swinton. She's like Tilda Swinton. You know how Tilda Swinton always portrays these bizarre, exotic roles. You know what I mean? You know, like.
Yeah.
You know, you know what's a really good Tilda Swinton movie? Where she actually plays like a businesswoman. Yeah. Is Collateral with George Clooney back in the day. That one really serious movie he made.
Oh my god. Is he in that one? Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
Yeah. Oh no, it's a great film. I love that because Tom Cruise is great as a villain.
Tom Cruise wasn't in that movie.
No, he's the main villain for Collateral. Yeah.
Not
Oh no, I think you're talking about Michael Clayton.
I'm talking about the movie Michael Clayton. Yes.
Right, Michael Clayton. Yeah. Because no, it's not called Collateral. It's called Michael Clayton. Yeah.
No. Michael Clayton is the George Clooney movie I'm talking about, where Tilda Swinton plays like a corporate woman, like lawyer or something like that. You know.
Yeah, I see it right here.
And it's like a high stakes, like business, like corporation, like like espionage film or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
It has a really good cast. What's his name? Stellan Skarsgård is in it.
Yes. Tom Wilkinson's in it.
Yeah. Tom Wilkinson.
Yeah, and I don't see Skarsgård there. I think it is another movie he's in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was actually one of George Clooney's best films.
Oh really? Oh, there's so many good movies he did that I can't name them right now. But yeah, that one is really good. I think
is Collateral the Tom Cruise movie where what's his name drives him around as his taxi driver the whole night?
Yeah, Jamie Foxx plays the taxi driver, and like
I never watched that movie, but I heard really good things about Tom Cruise's his acting in that film.
Yeah, we should review that because that's like his role as a villain, and he's really good. So I'm very surprised we didn't do a review. I think we should do that. It's really good.
He's played bad guy characters before in movies before that.
Oh no, you're right, because he did one for Interview the Vampire. That's like his other villain role. People forget, yeah. And then there's other ones. Yeah, that's a good point.
In some of his early '80s films or whatever, he played like a bad guy in a couple of those. Yeah, you got to remember he made a lot of movies, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's one movie I think he played a bad guy. Yeah, But then after like Risky Business, he started to play more like good guy.
In one of those military movies he made when he was a kid, he played like on the bad like he was on one of the soldiers that was on the bad side of the movie. That was like bad.
Yeah, it's with the actor from Leverage. I think I can't remember his name. Taps is called it because he plays a character named Captain Dave Swan. That's the movie that he plays the bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of an asshole in that one.
Yeah, 1981. That's why I know. Like, yeah, he plays the bad guy in that one. Yeah, and then that's like not too many bad guy roles until Interview with Vampire, but that's like in 1994, and then like 2004 is like Claro when he started to become more of a villain there.
Lestat's not even really a villain. He's like an anti-hero.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, you got a point. Yeah, he's more an anti-hero and vampire. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, but yeah, I'm surprised. Oh, go ahead.
What's that?
I'm surprised we haven't done a movie review for Interview with a Vampire, but we got Halloween season coming around, so
it's just never occurred to me to do it. But I would definitely do the Hunger Games movies, like I said, and
yeah.
I think honestly, it's crazy how many good movies Tom Cruise has made over the years. I mean, but you're right. Once he became a good guy, that was it. That's what he became.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely I definitely need to start watching some Apple TV at some point, and I need to start watching some of these Amazon shows like Class V, and stuff like that, and start checking those shows out,
Yeah.
Because like the Wheel of Time, I heard was really good, or Foundation, on Apple.
Oh, Foundation, I heard is good things. Yeah, I think you'll like that one. Yep.
The Wheel of Time is Amazon is Prime.
Yeah. Yes, it's in Amazon Prime. I heard good things about it. I read the first book. I had to do that.
Yeah. Oh, you read The Wheel of Time?
Yeah, just the first volume. It was good. I mean, it was very like
that's like that's like a sci-fi classic.
Yeah, so it was a good book, and I heard good things about it. I like a lot of people I know who like that show told me it was better than The Rings of Power, of course, and so they were shocked that it got canceled. And it's like, of course. I mean, I don't know.
I wasn't surprised because I figured the show would be so expensive to make.
Yeah, but I'm just like, how the hell?
I'm still just blown away at the fact that like fucking Rings of Power costs like $500 million a season. Like that shit's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, I know. That's just I don't know. That's just too crazy.
And that show is just not very good.
No kidding, because I tried to get into the show. Like I tried to watch it, and it's like
you tried.
Yeah, because you remember you invited me to.
Yeah, I wanted you to try to get caught up so that you could do some of season 2 with us. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had to tell you that I just couldn't because it just wasn't in my.
So let me ask you a question. Now that you had some time to think about it, isn't Andor season 1 the better season out of the 2 Andor seasons?
Oh my god, I personally like more season 2. It's just because I like Rogue One and we got more Rogue One stuff. Like I was happy to see again. Ben,
I think Andor season 1 overall is a better season of television. I think it's better than season 2. I think season 2 got all the accolades. Like it got all the more people watched it. You know what I'm saying? It got it was really well received. But I think season 1 was outstanding.
Yeah. I think it's just the arcs in season 2 I enjoy more. Like, because the Garment Massacre was great. I like that. And I do like the prison arc. That was really good. I
like the heist arc.
Oh, I mean, of course, the heist arc is
and the final arc of season 1 is good too. You know, where they rebel at the end. You know, and Marna has her speech. You know.
Yeah, well, that's where I'll agree with you. Like, yeah, they have a better finale than season 2, but yeah,
they do. Season 1's finale is much better than season 2.
Yeah, it's just but personally for me, it's not my favorite show this year. I think I think Alien Earth is going to be my favorite for this year. Just in my
that's okay. Alien Earth is really good.
Yeah,
we've only got one more episode left to do.
I know, this week, right? Oh my God.
I got to start looking for guests for Marvel Zombies. Hopefully, people will want to do that show. You know, hopefully it won't suck.
Yeah, I mean, they have the TV. Was it the TV MA? So
we'll see. We'll see what happens. 4 episodes of it. So
you want to go over 2 hours, sir? It's like
no, we can get out of here.
Yeah, nothing major this week happened. I mean, besides trailers, I saw a movie this week. But yeah,
I went to my pharmacy earlier today to pick up my refills, and my pharmacist said he saw that movie Weapons in the theater, and he said it sucked.
Oh, really? Huh.
He said he didn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for everyone. I mean, you have to enjoy the mystery and like.
2025 hasn't been a great year for film. I'm so sick of these people on threads that think Superman was like the best movie ever or something. I'm sorry, but like even you have to agree, and you're a big Superman fan. The Superman movie was nothing special. It was an okay movie, you know?
Yeah. I'm not a Superman fan. I'm just a DC guy. I'm a Batman fan, and yeah, I agree with you. I don't think Superman was the best of 2025. For me, it's Sinners.
It's not even a question of it being the best of 2025. It's not a special blockbuster movie. It's not that good of a film.
It's a good film, but it's not
it didn't do that well.
Well, I mean, of course, it's not gonna do big numbers because it's coming out from the DCEU.
I'm saying in general, like the reception of it, you know, like the media, you know, the creators that, you know, talked about it, like the word of mouth for the movie was that the movie was an okay movie, that it was watchable, that it was entertaining, but then it wasn't anything special.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it did its job. I mean,
no big creators on YouTube made videos and came out and said, "Oh my God, Superman! Oh my God!" You know, like that never happened.
No, well, there are some people that did say it, but then others were like you that like, "Oh no, it was okay," you know, because it's the same thing with Fantastic Four. Like people like that film more, but there's some that they think that Fantastic Four was not as good as.
I mean, I get it. You've got your hardcore DCU fans out there. I get that, you know, but like they think movies like Blue Beetle were somehow good. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, that was not a really good movie.
It was better than the crap we got, but yeah, it's not X-Men Days of Future Past. It's not Logan.
And Gunn never once actually said that they're going to do anything with Blue Beetle in the DCU. All he said was that he was going to make the Blue Beetle movie canon to the new DCU. That's all he said. He never said anything about actually doing anything with Blue Beetle.
Yeah. No. We're just getting the Abomination movie, Abomination show, and then that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
And would you not? Wouldn't you? I mean, another fucking person on that stupid social media platform Threads again said to me earlier tonight that somehow Gunn is going to find a way to fit in a Blue Beetle movie somewhere.
No way. You brought it up. They're going to stick with the schedule, and so they're not going to fucking.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, and unfortunately, like I like the movie.
The Blue Beetle movie that they made didn't make money.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would Warner Brothers give out money for a budget for a movie for a sequel to a movie that didn't make money?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
At least Superman made money.
Yeah, exactly. So they're not gonna make a sequel to Blue Beetle. They're just gonna do the animation show and that's it. And like they can use Blue Beetle in a movie, but not in his movie. They're probably like in a team.
Yeah, like, they can add them into something if they want. You know what I mean? You know,
yeah.
but honestly, I don't even see that happening.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I'm not a big DC fan, but I just don't see what they have going on where it would make sense to put him in it. You know?
Well, Young Justice, if they ever do that, he could be there, or Teen Titans. And I know you haven't seen this, but when I was growing up, my first exposure with Blue Beetle, because he was in the show.
But what is the rumor with Teen Titans? Because Gunn hasn't actually said anything official about Teen Titans. So what is the rumor?
Oh no! It was a rumor that got shut down by Gunn because apparently people thought that they finally got
that they were working on a script or something like that for a Teen Titans movie.
Yeah, but they thought there was like a main writer, but it was not true. Like there was no writer for Teen Titans yet, so that was the big rumor. Because the writer from whatever show she's in was like they thought it was announced that she was going to write the Teen Titans, but she wasn't. So that was just like fake news and stuff like that.
Yeah, so that's the kind of crap I'm hearing from these people, is saying stuff like that, like, "Oh, Gunn mentioned Teen Titans" or whatever. You know, it's like, no, he didn't.
No, I believe you. That's not true. But yeah, then like the Blue Beetle thing. So when I was growing up, just briefly, just like the only way I see him come back is if because my first exposure of Blue Beetle was actually in a Batman show called Batman Brave and the Bold. It was a fun show. It was bracing the Silver Age, you know, comic books of DC /
Yeah,
Batman.
you don't get it. Some of these guys on Threads, these DC fans are crazy. They think the Blue Beetle film is like the best thing ever.
I like it.
This one guy said he watched the Superman movie 13 times in one day.
13 times? Oh my god. I cannot.
Or three times in a row he said he watched it.
I
was like, bro, how can you do that? Isn't that boring?
Yeah. I only saw Superman 2 times. That's the limit I can do in terms of multiple times.
You couldn't do 3 times in a row?
I mean, I don't know, like you're spending a lot of money, and like I want to get popcorn. Like, why you want to go a third time? If my friend pays it, if I only go for a third time, if I like a friend asks me, "Hey, you want to go?" I'll say, "Yeah, sure." If you're gonna pay the tickets and all that, I'm fine with that, you know. But I'm not gonna go by myself, and like that's too expensive right now.
All right, let's get out of here, sir.
Awesome. See us on Wednesday.